Fucking hell. Can I show this?
Is it football?
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a Grecian warrior.
Who's that next to?
That's Bilbo.
And that's
Aragorn.
that's the person next to Ellen Page. That's actually Warwick Davis, believe it or not.
She can't ride most of the rides at Disneyland.
So tiny.
Your Grecian warriors, sir.
Nerderotic.com.
The Odyssey is coming out, and we've talked about this. This will be the moment where Nolan gets his scrutiny or doesn't. I really don't know. There's easy flops to pick out. Acolyte, Marvels. They're fucking easy. This is not an easy thing to figure out because of the factors involved. That's why you judge everything individually, but you do recognize patterns when you see them. This movie is following all the patterns of a failure. Absolutely following all the patterns of failure. And if Nolan's name wasn't attached, nobody would be, this would be dead. But it is. He is directing it too, which is a factor. He's got a major fucking fan base, but it's diverse casting. The PR's gone to shit. They're subverting the text. They have either a feminist translator involved, or they're fully basing it on that, or that is the basis of their move.
I'm sure it is.
They're adding characters in who weren't in the story so they can cast Elliot Page. I mean, this is everything everybody would be calling out if Star Wars was doing it, or Marvel was doing it, or everybody else. So you can't blame people for calling it out. And I put up a poll yesterday asking it'll flop. That was a little bit of fun I was having, and it was overwhelmingly yes. I mean, it's my account, so you have to take that into account, I guess, because I lost my words.
I like that you can put pictures now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had fun with that. So 20,000 votes, 2 hours left, and the percentage hasn't changed since it started. It's been in the 70s for yes and 26 for no.
The curiosity for me is for the people who truly, fully believe it'll flop. If it didn't, what would they think that would have been like their missing piece of information? What would they assume it was,
That's a good question, Mahler, that I try to cover in my video. So maybe they see Christopher Nolan as just another filmmaker in Hollywood, right? And not Christopher Nolan and his status in Hollywood. And again, I do not put him on a pedestal as a director. I think he's done some neat movies. I think he's done some movies that I don't like very much or don't care about. Mostly don't care about, just kind of bored by. I find him kind of stale sometimes and sterile, lacks levity in his films. I like to, you can smirk even in the most serious movie, perfect balance of adventure and horror and levity. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark is a perfect movie. Perfect fucking movie. Yeah. So I'm not going to put him on a pedestal, and I'm not going to say like he's an absolute shit director. Now, people can, that's fine. Your opinion is welcome, but that's the factor, and that's what's protecting the movie. Then there's the star power outside of the diverse casting. It's got everybody in it. So they premiered it yesterday, but like up until then,
I can just see Ellen Page in the middle there.
I know.
Big stuff. Sorry. It just, the suit really.
Wait, is that real?
Your Grecian
Yes.
warrior, sir.
So look down here. Over here. The
my
chat's on
God.
top. That's them in the lineup.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks like forced perspective or something. Like
It
the
does.
borrowers, or-
Honestly, it looks like there's another picture I have. It looks like he borrowed his dad's suit and it's like a kid. Oh, where is it?
I ain't going with the he ever.
No.
Not happening. Not in my world. I mean, you guys can. You feel free to use whatever language you want, but I'm not. Elliot.
I actually had a no-go on any person requiring it as their pronoun. I was like, that's not happening from me. I'm not calling people it. Unless you're Boogie.
Yeah. I'll just call you by your name. I'm fine with that. Whatever you want to be called, I'm fine with that. Asking me to deny my language and say 2 + 2 = 5 is not something I'm ever fucking doing. First reactions are in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's amazing. Can you believe that?
Perry's gonna have fun cutting this clip. There was a big segue in the middle talking about comics, but then we're back to the Odyssey. He can do it.
True.
The Odyssey first reaction, staggering. Nolan's biggest film to date. Was there? I think I saw one negative review. I saw one. I don't know if I bookmarked it or not.
Is that the guy that says that Matt Damon's shit?
It's the one that says Tom Holland is shit.
Oh, I saw one saying Matt Damon shit.
Well, dude, if there wasn't diverse casting, the most criticism of this film, aside from the armor and shit, would be Matt Damon as Odysseus.
Yeah.
It would, 100%. Here's what those who just saw Christopher Nolan's epic are saying about the Universal film.
That were invited by the studios to go to the premiere.
Yeah, so I love that people are trying to make a distinction that these are not influencers. These are these are professional critics. They're corporate critics. They are not influencers because a lot of people don't listen to them other than Hollywood. And they are most certainly shills. There might be a couple respectable ones here and there. I don't want to paint a broad brush, but let's just say most of them are going to be a little easier on the film, and they're going to throw softball questions at actors so they maintain their access. Something I pulled from a clip from a sci-fi dude, a dude from Siffy back in the day in a Captain Marvel video many years ago. It's an old video. Here, laugh at that.
You know, everybody's a shill. Everybody's getting that Disney cash. But here, all right. So here's the actual reality.
I was going to say, like, have you been on mentions lately?
Here's where we actually are in the industry. If you want to talk about quote access media, every single person that wants to have access to things early, that wants to get access to things so that traffic is drawn to their site, will on occasion. Everybody at this podcast, everybody in our industry, occasionally has to play softball. Occasionally has to, you know, look the other way a little bit. Everybody has to do it. In the sense that, you know, I hated a movie, but I won't say that I hated the movie, or an actor behaved a sort of way and you don't want to, you know, put it out there that happened.
Right, because you might not get the next review.
Right. So to some degree, everybody in our industry that is a part of this quote unquote access media.
I love how she was playing coy there. What?
Oh, fuck this guy. Shut up.
I like that guy.
Thanks. Yeah, so that they just we got to play coy, we got to pretend something doesn't happen, we have to look the other way so we can maintain our access. They just fucking admitted that was years ago.
That is pretty great though, just being like, yeah, you just can't trust us. So anyway, it's like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah, and it's worse now. It's so much worse, and they're the corporate critics are fucking pissed that the influencers are taking their jobs, which they will. You know, Nolan can fight it all he wants, but the industry is going to go that way. They just did it with Supergirl, but we're getting similar reactions. They try to use bigger words, you know, to their credit. They try to use bigger words, but they're doing the same thing, right? Handpicked critics who are allowed access. And no, they're not told to love. They're told to be honest. They are told to be honest, but there's the untold rule of be careful. If you want it, you definitely want to be invited. And this is Christopher Nolan, and he will see your name. Here is a sample of the comments about Nolan's epic, which tells the story of the Greek hero Odysseus, Matt Damon's long, torturous, and fantastical trip home from the Trojan War back to the kingdom of Ithaca to save his wife Penelope and son Telemachus. Fucking Greek names, Jesus. Papadopoulos.
I'd rather have a Ulysses 31 than this right now, to be honest with you.
Dude, I'm just gonna watch after Jason and the Argonauts. That's all I need. From Ray Harryhausen. The Odyssey is the first film to be entirely shot in the IMAX format, and critics are being shown the film in IMAX theaters where available. Universal is handling the first reactions a bit differently for the Odyssey. Instead of having dedicated word of mouth screenings that allow influencers and fan bloggers to react first to the film or social media, professional journalists and others who have been seen the movie at its London premiere and other press screenings will be included in the first reaction wave, along with some influencers who took part in press junkets. By the way, there will be early screenings for this. We know somebody who's going to one. So, time out. Dense, but accessible.
Wow. Dude, that is the most uncomplimentary compliment.
Packed
dense. That dense is not a great word to use.
An efficient adventure.
Yes.
Same
Vibe. Same
you know
vibe.
what? Yeah. If your wife tells you that after sex, are you considering it a compliment?
Yeah.
Honey,
That was an
you're
efficient
sensitive.
lovemaking there, Az. Oh, cheers, baby.
It was dense.
I mean, honestly, I'd be fine with it, but I mean, it's not what you mean. Packed with career best work from the stacked cast. Samantha Morton is extraordinary.
Oh
Her
my
name has been
God.
brought up a lot. She's being gassed up a lot. She is
Big
fucking
time.
crazy, by the way. She had one of
Yeah.
the most craziest statements on the PRs. Like, if you're in touch with the moon, women have been, persecuted forever. What? It's a dizzying mix of craft and spectacle that's built to last. Seen it twice. Have you seen it twice? Took so much away both times. A chilling vision of brutalized men seeing themselves in the eyes of women.
Oh my God.
A study of leadership and an old school sweeping adventure tale. Even the Cyclops got me in the feels. There's even a few laughs too. Go see it twice. Some laughs in a Nolan film. That'd be nice.
I don't believe it.
IndieWire, The Odyssey, a surprisingly natural and less despairing Oppenheimer follow-up about a man haunted by defying the gods and dooming civilization. This one fights to avenge his own hubris. IMAX, obviously
Oh,
immense.
No.
Too clunky to be S-tier Nolan.
Ooh.
Oh. But the last act rewards the journey. Variety.
Dude, that sounds like this game gets good 30 hours in.
Hey, it really picks
Stop
up.
slandering Bond.
The best part is the last part because
Hey,
we're
this
finished.
season kicks in the gear in episode 4.
Those credits are the greatest credits I've ever seen in a video game.
Stay for the after credit scene where Odysseus will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da.
Don't put it past them.
The performances from Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, John Leguizamo, Robert Pattinson, and Lupita Nyong'o. Oh, she's in it enough to mention. That's.
Is she though?
I thought she was going to be barely in it.
She's gonna be barely in it.
Well, she's playing two characters that are twins that weren't supposed to be twins in the story. Because then you had two faces that could launch 1,000 ships. So it must be a personality that launched 1,000 ships. I don't know.
Yeah, you're never gonna gaslight me into believing that is the face that launched 1,000 ships. Nah.
Christopher Nolan is a visionary, and the hashtag The Odyssey is a work of art. The battle scenes, especially at Troy, are breathtaking. It's an incredible epic.
All right.
The Independent. Nolan's biggest film to date. The film has about triple the number of huge set pieces that any of Nolan's previous films, and every single one of them is breathtaking. I heard it again. In their own way. In the Odyssey, Nolan showcases visual trickery in a way you've never seen a few before.
Wait, what?
What?
You've never seen
Visual
a few before.
trickery in a way you've never seen a few before. I don't think that's right.
No, I think they need an editor. The only criticism I have, and it's a good problem, is you're often
The film.
wanting more of each set piece. And it certainly goes.
Do you have any weaknesses for this job? Yeah, my weaknesses are I work too hard.
I'm too
I
much of a
can't-
hard worker.
I care too much. I support my
Yeah.
coworkers too much.
Oh my god!
I charge too little for my talents.
Yeah,
You're often
fucking
left
hell.
wanting more of each set piece, and it certainly goes your way into height of the rewatchability. And it
What is
certainly
this?
goes your way into height of the rewatchability factor of the film. I also can't quite remember a film having such a stacked cast where everyone delivers.
Mm.
Special shout outs to Tom Holland in his best role to date as Telemachus.
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 Teletubby.
Teletubby.
Telephone. Just say telephone.
Himesh Patel.
Dr. Watson? Dr. Watson himself in Enola Holmes?
How are there three of those?
Wasn't
I have
Moriarty
no
a
fucking
black,
clue.
wasn't Moriarty a black woman?
Woman, yeah, black one. Yeah.
Yeah. And Samantha Morton, who damn well steals the show with the
bet
few
she
scenes she is in.
yeah.
Wow.
I bet she does.
Jeremy and I were not arguing, but I said Lupita Nyong'o is going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and he goes, "No, it's going to be that chick." He might be right,
Samantha
but I said,
Morton.
but Samantha Morton is black, so I like my chances.
Maybe both.
The Hollywood, well, I think they'll both get nominated. That's a possibility. The Hollywood Reporter film editor Aaron Couch says, been seeing his movies in theaters since Memento, and after 25 years, The Odyssey gives us a first, a fleshed out horror sequence directed by Christopher Nolan. Okay, what about the rest of the movie?
A horror sequence from Nolan. Okay.
The Cyclops section, I imagine,
This
maybe.
whole movie.
It's a harrowing journey to get back to his wife and son, you know?
The Odyssey from Digital Spy, The Odyssey is staggering, packed with intense and spectacular set pieces, often backed by a soul-rattling score. It builds to a final act that's good as anything Nolan's ever done. Purists might balk at the adaptation changes, but as an experience, nobody is doing it like Nolan.
Let's go.
Let's not forget. Yeah, everybody got caught up with Elliot Page playing Achilles. Elliot Page is playing Sinon, a character who's not in the Odyssey.
No, they're not in the Iliad either.
Yeah, no, they're in Virgil's. But I can't remember. Yeah,
so, Iliad, isn't it? Iliad.
I can't remember. So a character was brought in from another story to cast Elliot Page. That's your takeaway. Elliot Page isn't being hired based on prodigious.
She's not been hired for anything.
Yeah. So I'm really blown away by this film. If you can see it in IMAX 70 millimeter, it's jaw-dropping experience. It'll be great wherever you see it, but IMAX 70 millimeter is the best option. Critic Eric Davis says Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is an absolute triumph. We got one.
Hasn't heard that
Why do they always do that?
Crowning cinematic achievement from one of the great filmmakers of our time. The production design is incredible. The action is breathtaking, and the scale is unlike anything he's done before. What really surprised me is how he embraces horror. Oh, that's the second time we've heard that. These are
talking points.
Yes.
Anne Hathaway is incredible. Matt Damon is excellent. And Tom Holland continues to prove he can do just about anything. He can do whatever a spider can. He can spin a web any size. He can catch thieves just like flies.
Nice.
It had that energy.
But Robert Pattinson absolutely stole the show for me as Batman. Look, it must be must-see cinema event of the summer, and quite possibly the year. I can't wait to watch it again. Can't wait to watch it again. I've seen it twice. I'm going to see it 3 times.
This is the sad thing about shill media is, for all we know, they might be telling the truth, but because of the reputation of shill media, we can't take any of this at face value in the slightest.
Well,
regardless of what everybody says, we just be like, well, we just got to see ourselves.
There was a time where we would have been saying they might be lying. I feel like we're in the age of they might be telling the truth. Like, but it's more like they're lying.
No, I totally get what you're saying, Mueller. They might just have bad taste.
It's just too much money, too many lies. It's you're just safer to assume they're full of shit, and they mostly are.
I think they believe they're telling the truth, if that makes sense. They have rationalized their way into thinking like, no, this is great. And but it's more of from a place of this is what I'm supposed to say.
I think
the goal was disallowed.
When you're in communication with like whatever marketing elements and you actually go and see a special screening, you get your goodie bag, you even meet actors, producers, directors, whatever, you really get to know the people in any ways. Like, how the hell are you going to be not biased to that point?
There's no way.
There's no way.
Well, as you saw, this was a premiere and they're all there on the stage. The actors, Christopher Nolan.
No, this is the thing. If I were dropped into that, I would inevitably be like, well, I feel like this is going to be a little bit harder now to judge this as though I saw it, isolated.
I'll try to find that one bad review that called it boring, stale, and Tom Holland is terrible. They didn't highlight that one. If they had mixed in a couple of like not so positive reviews, I'd believe it more. So to say this isn't an influencer screening, for one, Chris Nolan doesn't need influencer screenings. He knows that he's loved without the industry, and particularly by the corporate critics. They're mostly going to praise him for anything he does, right? And it's because he's such a powerful force in Hollywood and has the biggest dedicated fan base for a director anywhere. Like it's not even close.
Do you? I don't mean to sort of sidetrack with this, but it's just made me think because the conversation we had about a theoretical Spider-Man 4. Do you think if he came back with a fourth for his Batman and Bale joined him, that would make like a shit ton of money?
So if Patterson came back and
no,
Bale came back, yes,
with Nolan,
yes. Oh God, yes.
Christian Bale said he wanted to do another.
It would make
$1 billion.
It would make $1 billion.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
The Dark
don't
Knight
know.
Returns.
It would all
again.
depend on the story. I think it really would depend on the story for me.
I think it would. The hype would be unbelievable. You get Gary Oldman back. Like
a lot of us thought that with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, but that was with 2 Ezra Millers,
and that wasn't even his film.
I know, but he was still there, and we thought that Michael Keaton.
Well, I mean, to be clear,
I'd be interested in seeing it. I'd actually be interested in seeing it. So I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Dark Knight Rises was poo, so like, there's nothing stopping it from being poo. It's just that we'd assume it wouldn't be, I guess. Or we'd hope it wouldn't be.
If they just shot Spider-Man 4, the one they were going to shoot, that they had a script for, so
okay,
lots of praise, and the only reason, based on what we've seen, that this movie's getting a major pass, and even from me a little bit, and I'm not going to say a pass, but I'm not going to like just run out and say this thing's going to fucking tank, is because of Christopher Nolan. Like that's,
no, it's going to open big.
It's going to.
The pre-sales have been very strong indeed. It's looking
tracking
like
at 100 or 80 to 100 domestically right now,
and 220 worldwide.
220 to 230 worldwide, which is a good.
Conversation's been interesting for me because I feel like the two questions go hand in hand, even though they're a little bit different in terms of how I qualify them. So, like, will it flop is one thing. Will it make how much money exactly? Because a flop for this is very different than a flop for, So it's like, what money does it need to hit to not be a flop?
Well, it needs to hit about 700 to break even. It's a $250 million budget.
Yeah, see, that might be hard. I don't know.
I think if the film is legitimately good, I go to spoilers in my video. If the film is legitimately good and has legs because of how good it is, like Oppenheimer did. Oppenheimer obviously had the Barbieheimer behind it as well. But if the film's legitimately good, word of mouth will start to spread and it will have decent legs. But if this is all gaslighting and we go see it and it's let's just say mid, not even bad. Let's just say it's mid. I think that will have a serious effect on how it proceeds in terms of legs. And with trying to hit 700 million to break even, there or thereabouts, if this is a mid movie, it's going to struggle to hit that, I think. But if it's a good film, I think it can go on to make 800, 850. Even on a good film, I think it might struggle to hit $1 billion, maybe squeeze to 900. But if it don't hit 700 million, it's
a lot of money to make. But
yeah,
I would have guessed it's possible, but I feel like I really don't know anymore about this one. Everything's too up in the air. Like, if it made $1.5 billion, would you be like, fuck that? And you thought it was mid? What would your rationalization be? Just Nolan's that powerful, sort of thing.
My rationality would be, I thought it was mid. Clearly an audience didn't.
Right.
Clearly an audience found that it was like, I found Guardians 3 mid, right? A lot of people like Guardians 3 and it had good legs and it started off really poorly considering for a Marvel film, but then its legs carried it because people thought Guardians 3, I guess, was a good film. I thought it was mid. Doesn't mean I have to compromise my opinion. Doesn't mean that I have to, try and make up a narrative. Clearly, there's an audience there. So if it does like 1.5 billion, and I think the film's mid, I come back and go, it's mid. That's an audience. It's clearly hit an audience, and I think Nolan does have. He's one of the few people left in Hollywood that does have a rep that people will go see it because it's a Nolan film. But I don't see a universe where it hits 1.5. I think it's going to hit between 650 and 850 million.
So that's a little above Nolan's average, including Dark Knight films, which is 500 something million without adjusting for inflation. Inflation, bros, on average. He's brought in over $6 billion in all his films. Other than Tenet, which has a lot of caveats, he hasn't lost any money on a film. I don't think he lost money on Tenet. I can't remember what the budget was, but they didn't put a bunch of marketing into it, and it still made 300 something worldwide when everything was closed. Now, it's not a good movie.
Here's
Never
a
saw it.
question, Gary. Do you think it's like, what would you put the percentage likelihood on this being a great success? As in, maybe it's tough to know whether or not it's not flop or anything, but do you think it's like borderline impossible for this thing to make? What would you say like the upper limit is?
850.
I mean, if it was 850, that wouldn't be like a great success, right? It would be like,
The studio wants $1 billion.
yeah.
And don't twist it any other way. The studio is expecting $1 billion. Oppenheimer essentially made $1 billion. And this is basically genre. It is mythology, but it is genre storytelling. So,
Is this
and
the one?
and a star-studded cast. That is the one. I finished watching the Odyssey and felt extremely dull and drawn out. Performances were great, but Tom Holland was easily the weakest for me. I expected this to be the role where he could show his range, but it didn't work. Not much else to say, just disappointed.
Okay. By the way, Mulder, just to kind of reverse your question, let's just say the Odyssey doesn't do, say it does mid six, but I see it and I think it's great. I'm going to say the exact same thing. I think this is a great film, and why didn't it, at least you got more data to extrapolate as to potentially why it wouldn't get to a decent number than it would, I think, doing a huge number.
The reason I bring it up is I think everyone's trying to figure out how much weight Nolan's name has, and then obviously you see the film to know if that explains its success. Because if we all think it's a fucking banger, then it making loads of money will just make sense. But if we all think it's absolute shit and it makes loads of money, we'd be like, so Nolan carried it, or the hype carried it, or
be interesting.
Yeah, that will be interesting. I don't, unless it's just a fucking 10 out of 10. And I mean, the comparisons to Lord of the Rings out there that are being said. Yeah, I think divisive. I think it will be divisive.
I don't mind if it's a slow burner. So I'm okay with like slow burner films that if the dialogue's good and the dialogue's interesting and the characterization's good, I'm okay with that. The problem is we've heard some dialogue in the trailers, and I think the dialogue's terrible.
Yeah,
from what we've seen in the trailers.
You take away the diversity casting, particularly with the first trailer, right? But the first trailer was all right.
It's okay.
Right? Yeah, it's okay. And it's the dislikes have gone up, but it's overwhelmingly liked. And then they put in the diverse casting, and that changed everything, and that put it in the stratosphere. Again, Supergirl, really easy to tell. This one is not. Despite it following patterns of movies that have been failures. It's Chris Nolan, dude. It's, you got to factor that in. And again, saying that is not a worshiper of Chris Nolan. So this one says this movie is really real mixed bag in terms of acting and quality. You have standouts like Zendaya, Lupita, and Anne. Oh, Lupita's a standout, guys. Then you have dead weight. Tom Holland, who was severely miscast, can't handle a role that requires this much variety. Overall, 7 out of 10, dull at times.
Damn.
There you go.
Dull at times.
Dull at times. And we'll find out in a bit. In the meantime, we will all speculate because that's what we do. And that's what we have been doing. I was doing it before I did the show. You're like, I think it's going to suck. I think it's going to be great. That's how the audience and fandom goes. We'll see if the audience gets blamed. If on some outside chance this thing gets failed, will they blame the audience and chuds? And we'll see if they go down that route. But they didn't bring in influencers. They brought in corporate critics who are known truth tellers.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.